Yeah. Kartel Talk. ABQ, stand up. Hey! Turn it up. Hey! Turn it up. Yeah. From the 5-5 to the whole wide map. We in Duke City, put the truth on wax. Mic on the table, mismatched chairs. Desert in the window, we just breathe that air.
2, 1. What is up, Kartel? Welcome to Kartel Talk. Today we have an amazing guest, straight out of the west side of Burque and the South Valley. She's an ortho and massage therapist at Elite OSM, correct?
Yes, sir.
Known for her hands and healing work, her viral reels that show both skills and her personality. Her story is about real change, a weight loss journey, a career built through discipline, and a mom who decided to level up her life instead of staying stuck. She hit a low point, had a real wake-up moment, and chose to rebuild everything from the ground up. Now, she's moves different, disciplined, focused, and fully stepped into her worth. She doesn't chase motivation. She trusts discipline, growth, and consistency. And when she's not helping people heal, she's even known to show up at a Chick-fil-A in the Princess Cow at big events. Kartel, welcome, Christal.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. We've been following each other for a while now,
Yes.
but your Instagram page is just amazing. Like,
Thank you.
your videos, your energy, like the work that you do.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. Tell the people about yourself.
Well, I'm Christal Archuleta. I'm me. I'm a Burqueña. I was born and raised here. Pretty much built myself. Wasn't handed anything. Wasn't given anything with a silver spoon or a platter or anything like that. I'm a mom of 2 girls. My oldest is 18. She goes to UNM, and then I have a youngest. She's in the 5th grade. I'm going to be going to middle school. And so, I guess where it all began was after I had my second daughter. I was pregnant with her. I was working at a spa, and I was giving birth to her, and one of the nurses had given me an IV in my forearm, and it ended up like tearing a tendon in my forearm.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad It wasn't a bad tear. It wasn't like anything like I needed like surgery or anything. So like I went to PT, but I lost so much power in my hands, so I couldn't go back to doing massage anymore.
And that was just from the IV.
That was just from the
Okay.
IV. Yeah, I was telling her, I was like, that like really burns. She's like, oh, you're fine, honey.
Of
Course, right? And so like you pick your pain, have the baby. And then I was having so much trouble, like I couldn't grip anything. My hands were numb. I was having a hard time holding her, like all the things. Went to New Mexico Orthopedics, and they were like, well, you have, carpal tunnel and trigger finger and all these things. And I was like, okay, like, how do we fix this? And they were like, we could do surgery. And I'm like, oh no, you're not cutting my hands open. And I was like, well, what is the percentage of me like coming back from this? And they're like, maybe 30, 40%. And I was like, no. So they sent me to PT, did PT for a while. I mean, it helped, but like, it never really like gave me my strength back in my hand. Because I had a newborn, like I was doing everything with my right, and eventually like it was both.
Yeah.
In the midst of that going on and like having a newborn, I was really overweight after having her. And
so if you don't mind me asking, like, how much weight did you gain after your child? Because I know being a mom is very difficult.
Yes.
Hormones are everywhere. I mean, my wife we have 4 kids together, and it's rough. So I've seen what a pregnancy does to you. So how much weight did you gain?
Honestly, I only gained 19 pounds with her.
19 pounds?
But I was fat already. And like,
okay.
So I had like, prior to getting pregnant, I was kind of already a little overweight. I think I was like probably like 170 pounds. And then or maybe like 160. And then I went and got my IUD out, and I was 35 at the time.
Okay.
So, it's older, or actually I was 34. I took my ID out, and within a month I gained like 30 pounds. My hormones just went completely
Just skyrocketed
all over the place.
So at this point, we're like, what is going on?
Yeah. I
like,
mean,
is it my thyroid? What is it?
I didn't know what it was. I went to the doctor. They're like, everything's in normal range. You're normal. You're fine. Blah, blah, blah.
And meanwhile, was your arm back to normal?
I actually, nothing had happened with my arm then. This was before I had even had that done. But it was just like beginning of like really where all the weight was. And, I mean, I swelled up so much. I looked like a balloon. Like if you touched me, I looked like I would pop. Like there's pictures of me and I just, God, I look so bad. And I hated pictures. Like I would avoid pictures. I just videos, anything. I was ducking and diving away. I didn't want any pictures.
Just being uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable with myself. And so, fast forward to like gaining all the weight, like, I had gained the 30 pounds and then I was pregnant with her. And because I was considered high risk, I was seeing a doctor, like a specialist, and he was like, "Oh, well, you have a low thyroid." And I was like, "Thank you, Jesus. Finally, somebody." I knew it, but nobody would like diagnose me. And he was like, "Well, you're at the lower end, and that's why everybody like was just like, you're normal." So they never gave me medication or like try to help me in any way.
To try to balance it out.
Exactly. So he's like, "I'm going to put you on thyroid medication." I was like, great. I think I lost like 20 pounds after that. And then the whole pregnancy, I'd gained like 19. After having her, I got up to 225 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
I was breastfeeding. I was like, I was so uncomfortable. I used to cry to get ready. I mean, the clothes that I would wear to like hide myself was insane. I would wear a full body Spanx, probably 3 sizes too small. And I would like shove myself in there. Yeah. And then I would wear like this corset that would
on top of where
I know this, and that's not even all of it. Okay. So then I wear this corset to like kind of pull in, and then it went up really high in the back, so it would like smooth out the back fat, And then I would wear 3 bras. So I would wear a regular bra, and then I would wear 2 sports bras to like hold my boobs down.
Wow.
And I was probably like a 42 maybe G at the time. Okay. Like I was very big busted. And then I would wear a cami, which is like a bodysuit type, like spaghetti strap, like black thing that I would wear over everything. Wow. So that way you couldn't see like the buttons and the...
And you would do this just because you were so uncomfortable
in my own self. I was trying to hide myself. And then I would wear a big black t-shirt, and then I would wear jeans, and I only had 1 pair of jeans of mine. And then I would wear one of my husband's pair of jeans, which was like his like 38s. And like they wouldn't button, so I would get like a hair tie to loop around. And then like it would like zip up, and then most of the time I would just tuck it in and wear a long t-shirt so you couldn't see.
Yeah.
And so I would cry. Every day I would get ready and I would cry, and I would just tell him like, just go without me. I don't need to go. Like to get ready was just like the most horrendous thing in the world. And so, dealing with all of that, having the newborn, I was like, I need to lose weight.
I'm surprised did you at all like experience like postpartum already?
Oh, I had.
Just between your child, the hormones going off, and then like you not being comfortable in your body. Like, yes. I'm sure that just mentally like drained you.
I was completely mentally drained. I had very severe postpartum. I was never treated for it.
Okay.
I pretty much just dealt with it on my own. I mean, I had social anxiety. I couldn't go to grocery stores by myself or with my girls. So if I would go to the grocery stores with them, I would freak out in the parking lot, and then I would just turn around and go home. And then my husband would come home, and I would be like, "I'm so sorry. Like the house is a mess. Like I can't even like wrap myself around anything right now. Like I can't go to the grocery store." And he'd be like, "Okay, let's go." So then we would leave to the grocery store. We get everything that we need, and then we would come home, and then like we'd make dinner and like do whatever we needed to do.
Yeah.
And so it was really rough. Having 2 girls, I felt so helpless being overweight. And then I'm like, what if something were to happen to us in the store? Like, how do I protect these little girls?
Yeah.
I know it's Albuquerque. Albuquerque's crazy. It doesn't matter where you live,
I agree.
Anything can happen. And so, yeah, I dealt with that. And And then one day, my like come to Jesus moment, like I'll never forget it. And I think about it all the time. I was giving my baby a bath. She was probably like 6-7 months. And I have like a big garden tub and I could sit at the edge of it. And so like I had my feet in there and I'm like, she's in the tub. And for me to go down and wash her, I would like have to take a big deep breath. And then I have to go down and like wash her up really quick and then like come up to like catch my breath because I was just so round in the
large
front.
That you were like, your lungs couldn't take all that pressure.
And then to even like sit at the, or like be on my knees over to bend over, like my knees would hurt. And it was too hard to like sit that way to like give her a bath.
So that was the moment that you're like, something has to change.
Yeah, I'm like looking at her and I like just remember crying in the bathtub. And then I remember the way she looked at me and I'll never forget it. Like just this like, what is wrong, you know? And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I'm 35 years old. I have 2 little girls. I'm overweight. Like, how am I supposed to keep up with this baby? How am I supposed to keep up with her daughter, like her older sister? Like, what am I showing them? Like, this is not healthy. This is not normal. Like, this is not good. Like, I got to live for these girls. And so I remember finishing the bath and like cried about it.
You cried. I was asking.
I cried. I cried about it. I felt like such a piece of shit mom.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like I really I was so lost and I was in such a hole. And I don't think people really realized it.
When you were in this depression, right? Because I mean, it sounds like depression.
Oh yeah, it was definitely depression.
Were you like binge eating, or were you like your eating habits change? It was
I don't think it was that. I think I just like kind of ate whenever. It was like more scattered eating.
Okay,
but like I snacked a lot, and I think like my husband he tells me. Because I remember you used to be behind the island and you'd be like bent down eating a bag of chips. And I'm like, screw you. Like, I do remember that.
That's funny.
Yeah. So like chips are my like comfort. And I'm not a chocolate person. Like I'm not into candy or anything like that. But chips, I will murder a bag. Don't leave one near me.
Yeah.
Like I will murder that bag. And so, I mean, I don't think like I would like overeat, but I wasn't eating enough, and I wasn't eating enough of the right things.
And when you ate, you eat like junk food or like the chips.
Yeah, chips or just like whatever, you know, like, and when we would eat a meal, I would eat my food, and then like my oldest one at the time, if she didn't eat her food, like I would snack at her food, or I wouldn't eat my food, or, you know, I had very bad eating habits.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that people have. Like, it's either boredom, I mean, because myself, I mean, when I was young, my parents would put food on the plate and I had to eat the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I think that mentally, like, told me, like, I don't care how big the plate is. Like, if the food's there, I have to finish it.
You have to finish it. Oh, yeah. I had an aunt like that. If I didn't finish the food, she would save it for the next time I would come to the house, which would be like the next day. So I get that. Like, I was brought up the same way.
It's tough. So after you had your realization of what was going on, right? Yeah. Like, what was the first thing that you did? Like, did you look yourself in the mirror and you had that talk, or what did you do?
I definitely looked at myself in the mirror. I got my phone and I was like standing in the bathroom. It was like our spare bathroom, and I was in my like nursing bra and like my boy short underwear, and I took a picture of myself, and I was like, I gotta look at this. Like, I gotta pay attention and say like, this is where I'm at. Like this, and this was just me. There was no strap down of all the layers that I would wear.
Who you are.
This is just who I am. And I had to like see it for myself. Like, of course I would look at myself in the mirror, but I don't think I really like looked at myself.
Like glanced and kept going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I took a picture of myself, and then I told my husband, I was like, okay, I need to do something about this. I need to like go on a diet. Like I need to change myself. And he was like, okay, like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to go to a gym? And I was like, no, we already know what's going to happen if I go sign up for a gym. I'm going to go for a few times, and I'm going to sign up for a whole year, and then I'm never going to go again.
Yeah.
So we're not going down that road. And we couldn't really afford it at the time because he was the only one working and I wasn't working because I couldn't go back to doing massage. And then I got a part-time job. I needed like adult conversation. I needed like benefits, and I needed extra money as well. So I got a part-time job. I was working 2 10-hour days a week at Press. And I talked to my doctor about it, and I was like, okay, well, I need to like start doing something. I was breastfeeding at the time too, and she was like, well, you know, you got to be careful with like dieting because it does take away from your milk supply. So I told him, well, I have Beachbody's home workout program. I have the 21-day fix. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I've heard it, yes.
And so I was like, I'm going to do this program, and they have a meal plan, and I'm going to follow it. I had all the little containers. I was like, I'm going to do this.
How stressful is that? Because, I mean, you just said it, like, you're trying to make a change for yourself,
Yes.
right? But at the same time, if you make that change for yourself, it can impact your kids because it can reduce the milk supply.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's such a hard, you're like, so what do I do then?
Yeah, what do I do? Like, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to see where I'm at, and I'm going to like do a little bit of research. If I have to eat a little bit extra, like I need to figure out what I need to eat. I had a list of foods of, you know, like my protein, my carbs, my fruits, my vegetables, my fats. Like I had everything. And it really broke it down for me of like what I could eat. And I just had to like measure out the cups of like how much and whatnot. And so I started doing it. And then immediately I started losing milk supply. And I'm like, okay,
I knew it.
I can't do this. So I worked out a little bit here and there. And then I just was eating. And I said, okay, when I'm done breastfeeding, this is it. Like I'm done. So she turned a year in November, and I was like, I'm going to have to wean her off. And then she was my last one. And so I was having a really hard time weaning her off because I like, that was our bonding moment, and it was something beautiful. And I was like, I'm not going to have any more babies.
It was that skin to skin. Yeah.
Yes. And it was just that comfort. And I'm like, oh my God, these girls are growing. Like my oldest, she was already 7 at the time. So I'm like, you know,
they're going to leave me.
Yes. It was so sad. It was so sad. So it took me a couple months to wean her off. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to start. And he was like, you're going to start January 1st. So I was like, nope, because we already know the whole January 1st thing, you know, like everyone's like, new year, new me. Like I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to slowly introduce myself into this. So January came. I told him I'm going to give myself until midnight every night to get my 30-minute workout in, and I'm going to follow the food plan. So I kind of set myself up in January just to kind of like introduce myself. And then I was like, February 1st, that's the day. That's where we're not looking back. And I took...
What an awful date to pick, because you got 13 days till Valentine's Day.
I know. You know what? I didn't even think about Valentine's Day. Honestly, like my husband and I, we've been together so long that it's not like, oh my God.
It's just a regular day.
Yeah, it's just a regular day. It's just
you.
a Hallmark day. Like, cool. If we want to like have some dinner together, like, cool. Like, it's not like wait till February 15th to go get me the candy.
Yes.
And even at that, like, I don't even eat candy. So I wasn't even thinking about that. I like my whole goal was like, all right, I got to get my mindset ready. If I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And I was doing it all by myself. I didn't have help from anybody. I had a coach with Beachbody that I followed, and like I would ask her questions here and there, but like I didn't have anybody who was like, okay, I need you to do this. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. And I did that all for myself. I showed up for myself. There were so many nights. It was 11:30 and I had to hit play. And I was taking pre-workout at 11:30 at night.
You were wired all night.
Bro, I was so wired, but my family was asleep. So like I'd turn it on in my living room. I get the music. I turn it into my club and I do my 30-minute workout. And then I'd start cleaning, and then I'd catch up on shows. And then I'd go to bed like at 4 a.m.
That's funny.
And then I'd get up. I'd sleep for a couple of hours. I'd take my oldest to school, and I'd come home, and then the little one would be there.
And that's tough because that's motivation. That's discipline.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
That's like 11:30 at night.
11:30 at night.
A lot of people are like, you know what? It's time for me to go to bed right now. We'll figure it out.
We could do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the thing was I was like, I can't put this off. Like,
did you make a promise to yourself?
I did. I made a promise to myself, midnight every night. Who doesn't have 30 minutes? We sit here on our phone scrolling for 30 minutes of just bullshit. Yeah. Right?
I agree.
And I'm like, no, I'm giving myself 30 minutes to myself to break out in a sweat and to like do something for myself. I have got to make this change. And I created discipline that way. And I did it every single day. And like 5 months had went by and I lost 50 pounds. And I told my husband, I was like, like, I know I lost 50 pounds, but like, I'm looking at myself.
What was your husband telling you this time? Like, you go, girl. Like, what was he telling you?
No,
like, you go, babe.
He actually didn't say anything. He just stayed very quiet because he's like, he just knows how I get.
And
right?
the reason why I asked is because like, there's times with my wife, right? My wife has 4 kids.
Yeah.
She weighs 120.
Yeah.
I'm like, people always tell her like, you have 4 kids? Yeah. Because she's so tiny. She went back to the weight that when we first met.
Yeah.
I was like, women would kill you.
Oh, yeah.
If they knew what
she's
happened.
Very
right?
lucky.
And I told her that. So like, there'll be days where she's like, I feel so fat today. And like, as a husband, like, she's not.
No.
But whether I tell her like she's not, which I'm telling her, she doesn't believe me.
Yeah, no, she's like, no, I am.
But if I do tell her, okay, you're looking a little bit chunky, she cries.
It's over. I know. You're never going to be right.
So as a husband, it's hard. Like, how do we support you guys? Like, or as a partner, like,
exactly.
Do we give you the burritos? Do we take them away? Like, do we cut them in half?
Yeah. Like,
is there a code word?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm still 13 years in. I'm still battling this with my wife.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a never winning battle for you. So I'm sorry. I'm even sorry for my husband. But no, he wouldn't say anything, but he would always tell me, you're doing a great job. Like, just keep it up, you know? And when I told him, I was like, I know I lost 50 pounds, but like, I don't see it. Like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and it was just that like, that body dysmorphia. Yes, I was seeing the 225 me and I wasn't seeing like the 50 pounds less of me, right?
Did you start feeling better after those 50 pounds? Would you say
I did.
I felt harder, like, or
well, I could move around better. Like, my knees weren't hurting as much. I felt a lot better, but I just told him, I was like, I don't feel like I lost anything. I know I do. Like, the scale says it, but I don't feel it and I don't see it. And he goes, well, didn't you take pictures of yourself like before you like did all this? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, why don't you go to the room and go get some like bottoms and a sports bra and take some pictures of yourself and go put them side by side. And I was like, okay. So then I went and like, I'm in the mirror and I'm checking myself out. And I'm like, oh no, I'm still fat. Like, this is not, no, like, this 50 pounds is like 5 pounds that came off and I don't see it. That's what it feels like. Exactly. And so I took the pictures and I put them side by side and I was like, what the fuck? I'm 2 different people.
It's crazy how much a mirror is so deceiving.
Yes, it is.
Because there's times like my wife tells me, you're a big boy. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not a big boy at all. Like, I wish I was bigger. Yeah. And like, I'll look myself in the mirror and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm like, this is wild. It is. And then I see myself and I'm like, in pictures, I'm like, wait, what? That's me? Like, I don't know. But to this day, it's the mirror's a liar.
The mirror is a liar. And then it's really not even the mirror. It's our brain. It's our mind. It's the way we want to see ourselves in the mirror. But then when we have a picture of it, there's no way of changing it because that's what it is. Right?
So after you saw those pictures side by side, what was
I cried and I was like, that's really me. And he's like, yes, like, you're doing great. Like, keep it up, you know? And I was like, okay, I think I got this,
Shout
right?
out to your husband. For real.
No, he's awesome. He definitely, you know, he's been through it all. Poor guy. I mean, he's seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and the terrible, and the scary. And he's seen every layer.
Let's give it up to your husband right here.
Yes. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, no, we've next month actually we'll be together 29 years. So yeah, that's awesome. He's been like, that's what I say, like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's just another day.
Just another day.
So after you realized, right, you put the side by sides, and what was your next move? What was your next move in chess that you were thinking of?
So I wasn't really thinking anything, right? I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep it up, and I'm just gonna keep going because I want to lose 100 pounds. That was my whole goal. I was like, I want to get down to 125 and I want to lose it.
And how many months are you already in?
5 months.
5 months.
5 months. And so I went to work the next day and I was telling some of my coworkers and they were like, oh yeah, Christal, like you've lost weight. And I was like, I know, but I didn't see it. And I was in the mirror and I felt like fatty and like, that's not what it is. But like, look at these pictures. And they were like we haven't seen, like, we didn't know that you were that big. Like when they would, no. So when I showed them the before and they were like, that's not you. And I'm like, yeah.
So when the version that they saw of you, was it the one where you had everything all
strapped down, right? Then. Like I was big, but I wasn't that big. Mm-hmm. And they were like, what the hell? And I go, I know. I was hiding it. It was this, I used to laugh with my husband because we would get home from things, right? Because I would cry to get dressed. And then we would get home And then I would be like, dude, like I'm like false advertisement. Like if I were single and like I like went out and like came home with a dude.
Yeah.
And I like bust out in this, like, I was like, dude, like I was like a busted can of biscuits. I'd be like, poof. And he would laugh and he'd be like, you're so fucking stupid. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm like legit being for real. I go, how many women do this? Like, I mean,
I'm sure there's a lot.
so many women that do it. And we don't have to hide ourselves. Like, we don't have to hide ourselves in garments like that. Like, we shouldn't, like, you know, like we should feel comfortable in our own skin. And so, yeah. So like that day when I was at work and I was showing all of my coworkers, I like ended up putting like a grid of my before and my after. And then like in between patients, like I sat there and I like started like just typing up my story. And I was like, I really want to post this. And then I was like, I don't know. And then it was like mid-morning, like 10 a.m., 11, because I would get to work at like 7. And I posted it and I threw my phone in the drawer and I closed it.
You're like,
I wanted to vomit. I was like, oh my God, everybody's going to see me. This is like going to be the worst thing in the whole world. And I just like all these thoughts. And then of course you get rushes of patients. So I'm just checking in patients left and right. And I'm like, oh my God, what are people saying? Like this, I don't even want to look at it. Like,
yeah.
And then like later on that day, I even think I went to lunch and I still didn't look at it. And then later on, I then looked at it and I like cried.
So after you lost his 50 pounds, right? In this moment that you're in your office and you just essentially just put it all out there to your employees, right? Were you still wearing all these like no? Okay.
No, they didn't fit me anymore. So I didn't really need it. And I wasn't wearing it. And when I opened up the post, I had like, I don't know, like 100 likes, maybe even more than that. I don't even remember. Maybe it was like 100. And I had all these comments and people were just like, what the heck? This is you? That's not you. You weren't that big. Congratulations. Like, you're amazing. And like, I mean, just the positivity that just flourished through that post. Like, I was like, wow, that impacted like a lot of people. And like my coach, Ashley from Beachbody, she messaged me and she was like, girl, I'm so proud of you for doing this. Because she does them all the time. Like she went through the same thing. It does. You're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position, right? Like you're opening up something that, you know, is very personal and, you know, like it wasn't modest at all. Like, you know, I'm I'm in a breastfeeding bra and like panties, and then I like had like a bikini bottom,
no filters,
and no filters. Yeah, like the filters back then, there wasn't really any filters, so it was just straight up. This is what it was,
and that takes so much courage because I mean, you look at it now, right? I mean, you go on vacation, you go to the beach, you go to the pool, wherever it is, you always see people with big shirts on.
Oh yeah,
and
hiding themselves.
You know, like obviously, right? I feel like it puts more attention to those people.
Yes.
Because like, why is that guy's, he knows he's a big boy or a big girl and they're wearing a shirt, you know, but that's so sad that we live in that time, right?
Yes.
Like bro or homegirl, just let it all out.
Just let it out. I know.
Be comfortable.
I tell women all the time, wear the bikini, bitch. Just wear it.
Do it.
Your kids are little. Why are you worried about what everybody's thinking? Anyways, nobody's looking at you. They're all looking at their phones. Like, wear it. Wear the bathing suit. Get out there. Go have fun. Like, be there for your kids. Like, even if you don't have kids, if you're young, like, go out there. Like, wear it. Own it. Yeah. You know, women are always telling me, Christal, you are so confident. Like, where do you get your confidence from? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think just like, not only with this journey, but I also tell them, I'm like, it's so important to like really own yourself and look at yourself in the mirror. And again, the mirror does deceive us, but like really look at yourself in the mirror. I tell my daughters, high five yourself in the mirror every single day. Every time you pass a mirror, high five yourself. Yeah. Flirt with yourself in the mirror. I tell women this all the time. I'm like, check yourself out. Look at that booty. I'm like, I have a mirror in front of my table at work. And I'm like, I'm working on you. I'm checking myself out. I'm like, yes, queen, you know, or like we'll be at the mall and my husband, like, you know, the escalators at the mall, how they have the mirror.
You're just all staring.
And then my husband's all, okay, Christal, we know your butt is nice. Like, why are you checking it out? I go, because like, I don't get to look at it. Like, I get to see it now. Like, and he's like, oh my God, like, why are you always looking in the mirror? My daughters are always looking at themselves in the mirror. I go, it's important. Like, I think we need to own that.
We should love our bodies.
We should love our bodies.
Whether it's not what you want or what you see, right?
Exactly.
But
it's just for what it is.
Accept who you are.
Except for who you are, exactly. Like, you know, another thing that I tell women too, they're like, oh, my panza, I had babies. Yeah, look, I got a fupa. They call it a fupa. I call it a bubble. So I'm like, you know, we have this. But we have to remember this is our womb. If we've had babies, this is our womb. This is our power. Like our babies had their home there. Like it's a beautiful thing. Our stomach is up here. It's this tiny little thing up here. But this is not our stomach. This is our womb. And we have to own it. And am I proud of it? No. But yes, I am. You know, it's like it's a battle back and forth, right?
Like, and that's what I tell my wife all the time. Because I'm like, you know, women with stretch marks, like, oh yeah, that's essentially a skin scar.
It is,
but it tells a story.
It tells a story.
You know, like,
it tells a story.
You have all these women that go over there and get like surgeries, and they get rid of that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're kind of erasing how you got there.
Exactly.
You know, and it should be something to be proud of. Like, I was a mom. Like, God blessed me with a kid.
Exactly.
Or 2 kids, or however.
There's women who don't even get to have any kids, and they don't get to have those stretch marks, and they don't get to have those stories, and they don't get to have that fupa or that bubble, you know? No, I encourage women all the time. Flirt with yourself in the mirror, girl. Like, don't expect that. Don't wait for validation from others. Don't go out there and try to get attention from anybody else.
Yeah.
The only attention and love that you're really searching for is the love and attention from yourself.
Yeah.
And when you get that,
because that's the only one that matters.
That's the only one that matters. Only one that matters. So get it from yourself. And let me tell you, when you get it from other people, like, you don't really care. It doesn't matter, you know?
Because your flame is already so hot that everyone else is just like, cool.
And it's nice. And it's like, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like, that's great. And then you turn that back on them and you say, you know, you can have it too. You know?
And that's the reason why I wanted to have you on, is because your page is so motivating. Like, it's so motivating. Like, I wish I had the confidence you have, and I have a lot of confidence.
Start high fiving yourself in the mirror, flirting with yourself in the mirror. Yeah, not just women, men, boys.
But your confidence, like your story on your Instagram, is insane. Like, I just see how much you love yourself. I see the work you put in. I see what you're doing to continue pursuing that journey that you're on. Yeah. Like, that journey has not ended because you lost X amount of pounds. You're still chasing that 100.
Oh yeah. I'm still chasing that 100. I'm in it 10 and a half years. And let me tell you, my coaches think I'm crazy. They're like, you really want to get down to 125, Christal? You know how much muscle you're going to lose? I'm like, I don't care. I want to see it on the scale. So I almost got there. I actually, in a year from when I started my journey, I lost 95 pounds. Goodness. All at home. All with
no gym, just
discipline, and all real food. So all the food that I would use, you know, real protein, real, you know, veggies. Like, I had to build a relationship with food. So
you became your own, like, meal prep.
Yes, exactly. And I was so happy because I saw corn tortillas on there, and I was like, boom, that's all I need. I'm New Mexican. I love me some enchiladas and some tacos. And when people tell me, well, what did you eat, Christal? Like, what's your secret? And I'm all, I ate tacos and enchiladas. What?
Because this was how many years ago?
10 and a half years ago when I started.
So think about it, right?
Yeah.
The way you did it is the right way.
Yeah.
Discipline, hard work, working out, and meal portions, right?
Yep.
And motivation. Now.
Real quick.
Uh-huh.
No motivation.
No motivation.
No motivation.
Just discipline.
No
Straight
motivation.
Discipline.
Straight discipline. If I can real quick on motivation, I don't believe in motivation. Motivation is, I mean, like, people you hear like, what motivates you? And I'm like, well, nothing really. I mean, like, anything, like, so good music will get me going, but is it going to force me to do it?
Gotcha.
Because I could be motivated and be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I don't want to do it. I'll do it tomorrow. Like, that's...
But the discipline, the accountability.
The discipline, the accountability, actually showing up and doing it. Because if you really want it, like, how hungry are you? Like, how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
You know, like, motivation can only get you so far, right? It's really not good. It's not going to get you... It's not going to get you to where I'm at. Like, I had to, like, throw motivation out the window a long time ago. It was really just showing up and facing my own bullshit. That's really what it was.
Holding yourself to a different standard. Yeah.
Thank you. It was like a whole mindset thing. And I had to teach myself this. Like, I didn't even read books on it. Like, I was just like, this is what I got to do. Like,
and it's crazy because what I was saying is, like, you lost this 10 years ago the right way.
Yes.
Now people can lose 100 pounds with Ozempic and all these other things.
Oh my God.
And it's, I mean, now you're starting to see what Ozempic does to people.
Yes.
Like it kills your bone marrow. It kills your
your
tendons, your muscle mass.
everything.
Which, you know what? Yeah, like you lose X amount of pounds,
Yes.
but at
Yes.
what expense?
At what expense? And the reason, and the thing is you can do the Ozempic, you can do the trizepatide, you can do the semaglutide, you can do all of those medications. But if you're not eating a clean diet and you're not weight training and you're not really taking care of yourself, like what are you doing? You're setting yourself up for muscle loss, your bone, like all of those, like it takes you down a really bad hole. Your face is super sunken. You look like death. You like don't have color to your skin. Yeah, you lost 100 pounds. Like I have friends on it. They're like, oh my God, Christal, you're so motivating. They use the motivation thing. They're like, you're so motivating, girl. You're on it every day. I follow you. I see you. And I just lost 100 pounds. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm still trying to lose 100 pounds. But good for you. Like, I'm glad. And they're like, yeah, I meal prep and I do this and I do that. And I've been trying to eat good. Yet we're at a party, right? And they have a whole plate of nachos and enchiladas and tamales and a big old freaking clamato. And they're just drinking and partying. They're like, well, this is my cheat meal. And I'm like, no, that's not. Like, you've had more of that. Like, I don't think, like, for anybody who, like, eats clean and is disciplined with eating clean. You can tell. I'm one. Like, yeah, I'll go and I'll, like, serve myself stuff and I'll eat a little bit of it. And then I'll throw it away or I'll give it to my husband or I'll give it to my kids. I might snack a little bit extra on certain things, but I don't, like, overindulge. And I don't drink alcohol either.
And I guess that's the thing with the whole Ozempic thing, right? Yeah. Or all these other stuff is that while you're doing it the right way, like you did, you're building that discipline. You're building that thing in your mind that tells you yes and no, what you can and cannot have, right?
Yes.
So it's a lot harder to do it. When people are using all these things now, is people are losing weight while eating essentially what they want.
Yes.
So what happens is once they get off of it, they haven't changed that habit.
Nope.
So what happens is they get off the shot. The habit is still there.
Oh, yeah.
The discipline is not there.
No. And
they gain half their weight back within a matter of weeks.
If not more.
And they're like, what happened?
Oh, I know. It's not working no more.
Yeah.
It's not working no more.
And then I get back on it.
And then I got to get back on it. And then I'm still going to do the same bullshit. And I just don't understand. And you, Christal, look at you. You have my dream body. And I'm like, okay, well, put the shot down. Or if you're going to do the shot, start eating right. Like, start eating right. Start coming to the gym.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I want to work out with you. And I'm like, well, you can come, but, like, you can't work out the way I work out. But we can get you moving. Like, we can get you started in on a program. Like, I'm like, go see Jordan. Like, Jordan will have you. He'll set you all up. Like do that. You can come to the gym and you can be inspired by me and everybody else there at the gym if you want. Or if you want to go to your own gym, like, he can program you. Like, I'm telling you, you got to start lifting weights. Like, muscle, like, strength training with GLP-1s is so important. It's so important.
And I see you killing it, like deadlifts and everything. But it's crazy because I see you walking up to the deadlift, you're dancing, you're vibing, and then you just take off your shirt and you just throw it and you just rack them out. And I'm like, man, that right there is inspiring.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to see. And you can tell that you love yourself.
Yes.
You love this fitness journey that you're on.
Oh yeah.
And it's very, like, inspirational.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been unstoppable. I mean, I started off at home and then, Nick Urso over at Jackson Acoma reached out to me and he was like,
good dude. He's a good dude.
Oh, I love him. Oh my God.
Very good dude.
I was with, so he reached out to me and he's like, hey, you should come try a free class out. And, like, by that time I was already like, I need to get into a gym. Cause I was, like, working out and then my kids would be like, I'm hungry. So I make them some food and then I'd be like, let me take a snack over here. And then let me work out over here. And, like, I'm dancing and I'm eating and I'm doing all these things. And I'm like, no, I can't be doing this anymore. Like, I need to get into a gym. Like, I need to step out now, right?
Get out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to go try a kickboxing class. I walked in and I never walked out.
How was your first class at Nick? Because he's a good coach.
He's the best. I walked in and I was like, this is where I need to be. So I have a dance background. I grew up dancing. And any of my dance instructors that I ever worked with were, like, Abby Lee Miller from Dance Mobs.
Dance Mobs. My daughter, because my daughter's a competitive dancer.
Yeah.
So
she's yelling at them and what the hell? And like, I respond to that. Like, that's just, I I'm like, yes. And I just respond to it. And I do very, very well. And Nick is that person. He just does not beat around the bush. He tells you like it is. If you're screwing up, like he helps you. And then he, he's like, come on, like, let's get with it. He would always be like, don't be sandbagging and come on. And I was like, this is where I need to be. This is the discipline. This is the that intensity.
That extra
oh my gosh, yes. And then to be hitting something. Oh my God.
I saw your Instagram post the other day.
Yeah.
You can strike your kicks, your punches, your jabs, your hooks, your cross. I'm like,
yeah,
she knows what she's doing. So how long have you been doing it for now?
So gosh, it's been 7 years since I stepped into Nick's. So I was also, before going into Nick's, I was doing an MMA inspired program through Beachbody, which was called Core to Force.
Okay.
And so it was like pretty much just like shadow boxing in the living room, right? Doing drills, and I would post about him, and he was following me, and then that's how he was like, hey, you got to come try out a class.
Come do the real thing.
Come try it out. And I was like, all right, cool. And then, first I told him, I go, well, I don't live in Acoma. I live in Albuquerque. And he was like, no, we're in Albuquerque. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll be there. Yeah. And then when I showed up, I was like, oh shit, this is the like Jackson Wink, like original
all the legends
gym.
Came from.
Dude, I walked in and I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy. Like you could feel the energy from there, right? And even though none of the guys are there, and like,
but it's weird because you look at it from the outside, you're like, what is that place?
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow.
Oh yeah. Even my husband was like, that's like the war zone. And I was like, it's fine. Like we grew up in the South Valley, like around a bunch of tecatos. Like we're good. Like I'm not scared. Like it's fine, And so he was like, well, you just text me when you go. I was like, all right, cool. So like I went in, I did the class, and I was just like blown away. I was like, when's the next one? And he's like, tomorrow at 6, or tomorrow we have one at 5 and we have one at 6. And I was like, cool. And then before you knew it, I was taking a 12 o'clock class. And then I would take the 12 o'clock class. I would go home. I would go pick up my oldest daughter at school. I'd go home. I'd start dinner, or I'd like start doing stuff. And my husband would get home. I leave the kids with him. Gone. Yeah. I'd take a 5 o'clock class, and then I'd take a 6 o'clock class, and then I'd come home at 7:30. So I was taking 3 classes, 5 days a week. Sweaty. Loved it. I was like, I am not, like, I'm unstoppable. He couldn't tell me nothing. He would be like, well, maybe you should take a day off. No. I gotta go. I need this. Like, it's my anger management. It makes me a better person. Like, I need this in my life. I used to work when I worked at Press, because I was going there as I was working at Press. And so I would do 10-hour days. Well, we would close at 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock would roll around. I'd balance my money. And I'd leave. And I would tell Nick, I'm so sorry, I'm going to miss like the warm up, but I'm going to get there. So I would fly from like, it was a Trisco, what is it? St. Joseph's and
Trisco and Course.
Yeah. So I was at the Trisco location, and I would fly all the way up to San Mateo and Acoma in 15 minutes. I would fly up there. I'd change. I would get there. I'd walk in as everybody was warming up and people were starting to partner, and I'd get there. I'd get my partner. I'd do it for 45 minutes, and then I would come home just on those 2 days. I also would do a Saturday class, because he had like an 11 o'clock Saturday class before he would do open mat. I think it was like at 12. And then you'd see all the greats come in. You'd see Cerrone with his crew. You'd see Carlos Condit. You'd see all of them. They would all come in, and it was just like Jody Escobar, like all of them, And it was just like, wow, this is like so incredible. And I would stay a little bit, and then Nick would be like, okay, everybody get out. All my friends are here. And I'd be like, okay, bye. And so I would leave. But yeah, I worked with Nick for about, 6.5 years. And then I kind of stepped away a little bit. And so him and we hit pads now. I don't take any of the classes anymore. But yeah, that's how I started there. And then when I got into lifting, I went into lifting 4 years ago. So, getting older, I was like, I need to start lifting weights. I found a couple of like trainers that I like worked with, a few girls, and it just didn't work out. And I was like, I really need like a good trainer like Nick. Like I need somebody to like tell me like it is, And I was working at Elite at the time, or when I met Jordan. So Jordan is the owner of Zia Strength Systems, NSP. Nick I'm sorry.
Chavez.
Jordan Chavez.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's John Jones' strength and conditioning coach.
Yes, he is. So I had met him at Elite. He was there with John and the whole crew, and I had saw him, and I was like, oh my God, this guy like is the only dude that can like pull off long hair. Like only dude.
With his man bun?
Yeah. Well, no, he had it all down and curly. And I was like, and then I had like left for coffee or something, and I came back and he was walking out, and I was like, hey, like, I'm Christal. And, like I introduced myself real quick, and he was like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. And I was like, I just have to tell you this. Like, you are the only man that can like pull off like long hair. Like, I'm not into dudes with long hair, but I just want to let you know, like, you have beautiful long hair. Like I love long hair. I have long hair. My girls have long hair. I'm like, I was like, you have beautiful long hair. Like, I was like, wow, like, and he was like, oh, thank you, and like he took off. And then his wife, Luisa, she had posted that he was, he had a few spots open for like group classes. And so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, like, does he still have openings? Cause like, I really need to lift some weights. Like I need to get in the gym and I don't know what I'm doing. Like I kind of do, but like, I really don't. And she's like, yeah, come in. So I went in and I started training with him, and I was like, okay, this guy's like super legit. And then one day I was at the gym, and this was like my moment where I was like, okay, this dude, like I'm never leaving him. Just like Nick, I'm like, this is it. And I was sitting down. I had like 4 or 5 massages that day. I was really tired. It was a Wednesday. I hadn't eaten enough food. I'm like sitting at the cable machine like this.
Just there.
Yeah, I was like rounded off, like sitting there just so tired. And we were all taking turns on doing lat pull downs. And he was doing a Metcon, and he comes over and he's like out of breath. And he's like, hey. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, first of all, you're not going to be the old bitch in my gym with saggy tits, so pull that shit back and get to work. And I was all, okay. Oh my God, did he just tell me that? And the girls were like, oh my God. And I'm like, dude, I was like, yeah, this dude's legit.
I needed this.
I needed that. Like, who's ever going to tell you that shit?
You probably would have been really good in the military then.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes my kids are like, I remember my husband, you're always yelling. You're like a drill sergeant. And I'm like, I know. But I respond to that, right? And so, like, yeah, when he told me that, I was like, all right, cool. I even catch myself at the gym, and I'm like, or like, there's also the rule, there's no yawning in his gym. Anybody yawns in there, he's like, what the hell's that shit, Don't be doing that shit in my gym, So, and I'll catch myself, I'll be like at home to yawn, and I'm like, okay.
Are you still training at Zia Strength?
Yes. I train
they're
there.
over there off of university and like what?
We used to be over off of.
Where's it at now?
Now we're off of Jefferson and I-25 in a small little like warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah. So like Cutler, like where the what is it?
Like T-Mobile?
No, San Mateo and Cutler. What is the gym? Define Fitness.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just like behind it, but off of Jefferson.
Gotcha.
So it's a small little warehouse in there. It's great. It's a great community. I love it. Like everybody just kind of holds you accountable. It's like a South Valley family. You walk in, everybody's like, hey, how's it going? No. You're doing your workout. They're like, what is that shit? Like add some more weight to it. Or like, here, you're not doing enough.
They push you, they drive you.
They do.
What you need.
Or you're not doing it right. And they're like, oh no, here, like Coach T, he's the viejo there, and he's badass, right? He's 65 years old and he's freaking jacked. And he goes, Mijita, let me show you how to do it like this. Do it like this. And so he'll teach you, and he'll sit there. He's like, all right, cool. Keep doing it like that, So it's really nice to like have that. Even Jordan, like I don't do personal training with him anymore. He programs me, but I'll be in the gym and he'll be like, what the fuck is that? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm having a moment. And he like comes over and he's like, all right. And then he shows me how to do it. And he's like, okay, do it. And then like it turns into a personal training session. And then he'll sit there with me until I get it right. And then he's like, all right, cool. And then he'll walk away, and then I'll be doing it. And then he's like, all right, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay.
So how often are you strength training?
5 days a week.
And then how often do you go meet with Nick and hit mitts?
I was going like probably like once a week, couple times, like a month, just kind of when I can fit it in.
Yeah.
If I could hit pads like every single day, 5 days a week, even 6 days a week, I totally would.
How long is your sessions when you are hitting mitts?
Usually like 30 minutes. And we go hard. Like I don't do a warm up. I just go straight into mitts right away.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And like I hadn't gone in a really long time. And so the videos you saw of me were kind of rusty. And he even told me, I'm like, dude, like my cardio sucks. Like I don't do cardio like I used to. And he was like, no, you're like, you're doing good. And, you know, even he was like, even my footwork, he was like, dude, your footwork is like on it. Like
looking good.
Yeah. He's like, it's like you never even left here. I am slower, but you know, I can still do it. Like my sprint kicks, he would have me do 50 sprint kicks each leg, and I would do them like nothing. And like I wanted to do them, I couldn't even do 5. I was like, bro, what the hell? Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now like like how much weight have you lost as of right now?
Oh gosh, right now. So I'm sitting in not a very comfortable spot right now in my life. So my 10 years, I was like, all right, I'm going to hit that 100 pounds, 10 years, you know. I did a couple of, so like, was it last year? No, the year before, I worked with Jordan. I had him do all my meal plans, all of my macros, all my stuff. He would send me all of my things. We do check-ins. I got down to like, I think it was like 142. And I was looking like so good. I was feeling amazing. And then the new year came and I was like, I'm going to try to do this on my own. Like he's kind of giving me the foundation. I'm going to try to do it on my own. So last year I was trying to do my macros on my own and I was doing pretty good. And I'm a lot older. So like at the time I was 45 and my hormones just perimenopause hit and my hormones just kind of went all over the place. Slowed me down. I started gaining weight. I gained probably like 25 pounds. I got up to like 165. And that's kind of like where I've been battling. I've been sitting like 165, 158 right now. And it made me really, really sad this year because like I got on the scale and I was like, 165. Like I haven't been this heavy since that was my lowest at one point. Yeah. So it really made me very, very sad. And then I was like, well, like and I couldn't understand because I'm like, I'm eating good and I'm working out and I'm doing all the things. And like we talked and they're like, you know, it's your hormones. So I was like, all right. So I went and saw a hormone doc and back in December, I started taking estrogen and progesterone. And my weight just kind of fluctuated. I started sleeping better. I used to deal with a lot of anxiety. I had some severe anxiety. I would wake up at like 3:00 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, just like, you know, since I think probably since I had my daughter, I think that had already started since then. Wow. And, I would have all these panic attacks. I had my license at the time for, you know, to smoke marijuana. And so I would like wake up in the morning and then I'd go to my garage and I would smoke to like calm myself down so I could like go back to sleep. And I would just use it just for those purposes. I never like abused it in any type of way. Yeah, it was
just to kind of go to bed.
Yeah. Yes, just to help me with that. And before I got on the estrogen and progesterone last October, I was like, you know what? Like everything is just so crazy right now. Like maybe when I'm smoking, I'm like eating a little bit more. Maybe I'm not really paying attention. So I stopped smoking in October and I got on the estrogen and progesterone. My weight's kind of been back and forth. And then probably about 5-6 weeks ago, I started testosterone. And like my weight is now starting to kind of like, down. Yes. And so I've been doing Jordan's meal plans. I did an 8-week before I started the testosterone and eating clean, working out, doing all the things. And all I lost was 3 pounds. And I'm like, what the heck? Like,
and before anyone freaks out, women do have testosterone just like men have estrogen. Yes. So there's a healthy balance that women need to have, just like estrogen for men.
Absolutely.
So that way you guys know.
Yes. And so I don't do pellets. I don't do injections because I told my doctor, I don't want hair on my body. I don't want my jaw. I don't want to turn into a man. Like I still want to be feminine. And so I was like, can I do the cream? And she said, yes. So I do like a gel cream behind my calves every morning. You know, I'm still a woman. Hello. Although if I'm in a weird position with a man, I'm like, yeah, I'm a man. So I can scare him off. No, but seriously though. So now the weight is starting to kind of come off and I'm looking into some peptides and like taking those types of things just because, you know, I really just want to be at my most healthiest. And I don't want to be this heavy. Not to say because everyone's like, oh my God, you look so good still. And
but you have a goal. You set a goal to yourself and a promise, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it's not only the goal, but it's actually how I feel. Like when I put clothes on, like I don't feel very comfortable in it. Like I still feel very uncomfortable in like things. And
But you know what? I think regardless if you when you hit the 100 pounds,
yes,
you're still gonna feel that way.
I probably will.
I think it's that body dysmorphia that we all have in us.
It is.
And you're still gonna feel that way, I feel.
Well, even when I got down to 140, I can tell you I felt so good. To be able to throw like shorts on, like my little size 5 shorts. I'm like, yes, bitch. Like they just felt so good. Like I can't tell you, like I like to be able to put on clothes and it just sits on me.
Yes.
And I'm not worried about little lonjas hanging here and there. Yeah, constantly fixing myself, like tuck myself in here and there. I can tell you, like I felt very comfortable in my skin. And I think once I do get down to the 125, I just want to see it on the scale and I just want to build muscle off of that. Like, I just want to be like, I want to walk around yoked.
I mean, honestly, you can do it. I mean, I have so much confidence in you because
I can.
What you've already accomplished,
yes.
Like a lot of people can't even do that.
No.
And if they do, they can't keep it off.
No, they can't. Like, it's easy to lose the weight. It's easy to lose the 100 pounds. It's easy to lose the 50. It's easy to lose it. The hard part that nobody talks about is maintaining it and keeping it off. Because I did not maintain that 95 pounds. Like I got to it and then like I went back and then like I went back and forth. And here I was, I would be like 135, 145.
You took your foot off the gas.
I did. And I think, once I started working with Jordan pointed it out to me that I wasn't eating enough food. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm not eating enough food. And then when he brought all this food to me, I was like, oh my God, how am I eating all this food? I mean, there would be nights where like I would get in a couple of meals because my job, I'm so busy. Like sometimes I just don't have time to eat. And then like I get home and I have 3 meals to eat. And then I'm sitting there and I have like 2 big meals, right? Like rice and veggies and then like steak and salad and veggies. And then I have a protein shake. And I'm trying to like eat all this food. And then my husband's like, you're really eating all that food? And I'm like, yes, he told me to eat it all. I have to. He told me to get it all in. He said, make sure you eat it all. I don't care how long it takes. So I would eat half of it, go take a walk, come back, eat some more. I was like, I just got to get it all in. And I got it all in.
What's funny is I was listening to a podcast yesterday. And Freddie Sandoval from SFS.
Oh, yes.
He said on the podcast that a lot of clients will come up to him and be like, I want to lose 40 pounds or 30 pounds. And they're like, okay, why? I don't know. I just want that number. So he's like, okay, well, that's very unrealistic, right?
Yes.
And the thing is like people want the results in like 20 days, 30 days, in a week.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's body is different. Some people plateau and you just don't lose any more weight for a while. Yeah. And what's stuck in my head still, what he said is, he said, you gained all this weight, not in a week, not in 2 weeks, not in 3 months. It took a while. And that's how long it's going to take for you to lose it, maybe even a little longer.
Yep.
And I've never heard a coach ever say that before. Yeah. I feel like a lot of coaches nowadays kind of give you that false hope. Like, oh yeah, come with me. I got you. I'm going to tell you what supplements to take. Yep. I'm going to tell you what to eat, what to live, and you're going to lose 10 pounds a week. Yep. That's false. It is.
And even if they do make those results, they're starving you.
Yeah.
They're starving you.
Well, you're losing more muscle.
You're losing more muscle. Like you're seeing black spots. You're about to pass out. Like you're not eating enough calories. They're like, oh yeah, here's 700 calories. You could eat that. Like, that's all you get. Like, no, you can't do that. Like you're messing up their hormones. You're messing up just like their mental, like everything. Like food is everything. And if we're not eating the right amount of food for our bodies and and our activity, like we have to balance that out. Like I eat a lot of food because not only do I work out really, really hard, I do a lot of high volume work.
Yeah, you do.
But my job, like I work out like, yes, to stay fit and to like get my bod that I want. But ultimately, I really do it for my job because I can't do my job if I don't have the strength and the muscle and the endurance.
So how long have you been doing that for now, massages?
Oh my gosh. So I've been a massage therapist like 17 years. Long time.
Your fingers are probably so strong, huh? You can probably punch the tables.
My fingers are strong. My hand grip, though, like they have the guys at the gym have the hand grip measure.
Yours is pretty high.
It's not very good.
No?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that good. But my pinch grip, Like that's where it's at. I have a lot of pinch
I
grip.
have so much respect for you guys. One of my friends were talking the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can barely give my wife like a 2-minute massage. Like, and my fingers, I'm like, I'm tired. My forearms are on fire. Like,
yeah,
that's all I got.
Yeah. No, I got some tricks for you. So you
but
can
then
go
I see
a little
people
longer.
like you and like Hightower and these other guys on TikTok. And I'm like, this is crazy.
How do they do it?
I used to get bodywork.
Yes.
And he would kill me for an hour.
Yeah. Destroy you.
And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'll tell you a quick story. My wife and I, we went to Vegas. We took a little trip for like our anniversary.
Yeah.
And I booked as a couples massage.
Yeah.
So we get there. It was a pretty good, like 5-star place, little Chinese place, right?
Uh-huh.
So we walk in, and my wife and I, we pay and everything, and they put us in the same room.
Okay, good.
So it was hot oils, rocks, you name it.
All of it.
Deep tissue, right?
Yeah.
So they get in there, they give us our towels. Hey, when we come back in, just face down, just your towel only.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So I'm face down, she's face down, and they knock on the door, and I see this little Asian lady walk in, right? And she goes to my wife. I'm like, oh, that's cool, right? And then I hear the door knock again, and I'm like, come in. And I swear, they probably called the sumo wrestler because she wrecked me. I was like sweating. She put me through the ringer. And I had to keep telling her, can you please go a little bit softer? Because she was killing me.
Oh, yeah.
But you can just tell, like.
You could feel the layers.
The strength.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. And so what do you do for like self-care for like your hands and your forearms? What do you do?
So for my strength of my hands, I do a lot of pinch grip with plates. So like I'll do some like farmer carries or like, I'll just like kind of sit there and pinch them. I don't do as much as I used to in the beginning because my pinch grip wasn't very, very good. When I started working at Elite, I was a rehab tech. And when I like slowly started moving into my role, I used to work with Dr. Greg, and he would like tell me, oh, here, I want you to hold this. And so I would be like, okay. So then I'd like grab the tissue and I would be like holding it and I'd be like shaking. And I'm like, I can't hold it anymore. I'm sweating. And he's like, just hold it just like 30 more seconds, Christal. And I'd be like, I can't. And then I let go and he'd be like, Christal, like you just missed it. Like you need to start doing your pinch grip. So, he was like, I need you to do this. And so like even towels, like pinching on towels with like a weight around it and holding that also helps really, really well with that.
Does that whole rice method actually work?
I've never done it. I've never done it.
Because I do jujitsu, so I'm always told, hey, like do that to
kneading, just to knead that.
Does that really work?
I mean, I don't know. I need skin all day long. So I don't know. But yeah, I do a lot of self-care. So I'm constantly working on my forearms. I do a lot of rolling out. I have to say, like, I never knew about rolling out until I started working at Elite. And I actually started off as a patient. So kind of backtrack, like remember my tear that I had in my forearm. It got so bad that my right side got really bad. And that's because I was working out at home and I was doing all these things. And so like eventually like my fingertips, both sides were like numb and tingly. My hands were always cold. They were never warm. I couldn't hold this cup. I couldn't pick this up. I couldn't turn a door handle. I couldn't grip a handshake. I couldn't pick up little things off of like a table. Like it was just so hard for me to do. If I needed to like grab a cup, I would like grab it with my forearms and I'd have to have a straw. If I'd open up a door, I'd have to use my forearms and my body to open it because I couldn't use my hands. I really had to like use my body to like maneuver things around. Even holding my daughter, like I used to put her in a sling because I couldn't hold the car seat carrier because it hurt so bad. My hands just hurt. And I couldn't go back to doing massage. I used to work at a spa here in town and I couldn't go back. And I was like, hey, well, can I work as like a front desk person or in the call center? And they're like, no, just call us when you can come back and do massage. And I was like, wow, I've worked with you guys for a really long time and you can't even give me like another job for the meantime. So I was like, cool, bye. And then that's when I started working at Press. And then, it got really, really bad. And I found Bo on Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I think this dude could help me. And like, I showed my husband, I was like, hey, like, I need to go see them. Like, I think they can help my hands. And he was like, are you sure? He goes like, and I'm like, I think so. And he goes, okay, we'll go try it out. Like, see if it works. So I couldn't get in with Bo and I got in to see Dr. Sean Plake. And I walked in and we did some rollouts, and then I saw him and he worked on me. Well, he's like had me do all these like testing and whatnot. And then he pulled Bo in, and Bo looked at me because I was like, they told me I had carpal tunnel and I had trigger finger and I had all these things. And so Bo came in and he was like, you don't have carpal tunnel. Like, yeah, you have some trigger finger, but like, you're fine. You know, you just need some muscle work and you need this, this, and this. So he told Sean like basically like what to do. And they had told me that I was like their worst case because I was just so locked up.
Yeah, so locked up, yeah.
Yeah. And so Sean like beat the hell out of me. I mean, I walked out of there and like my arms were like as blue as this. Like I had bruises all up my arms, but I felt so good. My hands, like I had no more numbing and tingling. My hands were warm. I could turn a door handle. I could grip a handshake. I could hold a cup. I could do it
You're like,
all.
I can start.
I was like, oh my God, you're giving me my life back. Like I can go back to doing my job, you know? And so I continued to see him. And then I got a part-time job at another spa. And I had came back and we were talking about, I was like, yeah, I got a part-time job. And he's like, oh, we should do a trade. I was like, really? Like we could do that? I was like, cool. I'd love to do that. And he's like, I want to test out your hands. I want to see what you're all about. So I was like, yeah, cool. So I set him up an appointment at my spa. He came over, beat the hell out of him for like 90 minutes. And he was like, Christal, like you have to come work for us. And I was like, really? And he goes, you're really good. Like you need to come work for us. He goes, but Bo won't hire you. He's like, because you don't have your doctorate. And I was like, no, that's fine. Like, I totally respect that. I was like,
it's his profession. Yeah,
exactly. I was like, I totally get that. And he was like, you know, but you're so good. You're so talented. He's like, you know, what you do is like what we do. And I was like, well, thank you, you know. And then, you know, we just kind of went back and forth for a little bit. And then one day I walked into his office and he was like, hey, do you want, no, I had asked him, I go, well, where's Anthony? And so Anthony was his rehab tech and he goes, I don't know. I guess he doesn't want to work. Tell him you're going to take his job. And I was like, what? So I messaged Anthony. I was like, hey, I'm going to take your job, blah, blah, blah. And then the next time I came back in, then Sean was like, hey, do you want to come work for me? And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I need a rehab tech. He goes, remember Anthony wasn't here? And I said, yeah. And he was like, well, he went to the school of naturopath and he graduated. And so he's going to be a provider. So he's not going to be my tech anymore.
Wow.
And so I need a tech. And I was like, boy, don't play with me. And he was like, no, seriously. He was like, it doesn't pay much, but you know, would you like, I'm like, of course. Like, I'm not here for the money. I just want to learn. Like I have my part-time job at Press. Like it'll be fine. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, all right, let's do this. So I worked 3 days with him, or actually, yeah, I worked 3 days with him. And then I worked 2 days at Press. And then Dr. Greg needed a rehab tech because Anthony also rehabbed with him as well. And I started working with Greg. And then I talked to my boss at Press because then I was like, well, I kind of need to work here 5 days. And then like benefits and stuff, my husband had the benefits. And I was like, I think we're okay. Like, I don't think we need dual insurance. Like, we don't have anything major going on. And I'll be working for both providers. Like, I think I can make up the money that I was making at Vet Press. Like, I think it'll be fine. And so my husband's like, all right, cool. Like, if you want. So I went PRN at Press so I could keep my position just in case something didn't work out.
As backup.
Exactly. So I went PRN with Press. And then I started working full time with Dr. Sean and Dr. Greg as their rehab techs. So I learned everything about rolling out, all the tips and tricks. I shadowed them like all day long. I watched them work on people. They taught me different things of like what I needed to teach other patients. And I just continued to do that. And then in 2020, during COVID, Sean was going to be moving to Vegas. But then COVID happened, so it kind of postponed his move. Mm-hmm. And when he was moving, I told him, I was like, dude, you're going to go to Vegas? Like, why? Like, you can't even use your doctorate out there. Like, you can use your massage license of what you do, but like, you have everything here. You have a huge following. You have tons of patients. Like, I get it. You want to grow, but like, you have a good thing here.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I need to move. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me like I could move to Vegas and I could be a massage therapist and do what you're doing and like make your kind of money? And he was like, well, when you say it like that, yeah. And I was like, dude, like, well, you didn't even have to go to get your doctorate. So I was like giving him shit about it, right? Course. And then I didn't want him to leave either because I was like, well, then what am I going to do? Like, I only have Greg, and then Greg was going to be moving too. And I'm like, well, what's going to happen to me? You know, like, I'm going to have to go back and find a spa, or I'm going to have to like go back to press. Like, I want to do this, but Bo won't give me that opportunity, you know, and that's fine. Again, I respect it. Like, he wants
just practice. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's business, and I totally get it. And so then Sean left in September, and 3 weeks after he left, Bo calls me into his office, and I'm all, great. I'm going to lose my job.
I'm fired. I'm gone.
This is it. He's going to tell me like Greg's going to leave in April, like the following year. And, you know, I got to let you go, or I don't know. Like, I didn't know. So I walked in and I was like, you know, hi. And he's like, so, I want to, well, real quick before I like let that out the bag. Dr. Greg, one day he had asked me, this was like maybe a couple months before that, maybe even a few more, I don't know. It was like a few months before that. He was like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And I was like, oh, I'm going to go take care of a couple of my friends. I'm going to go give them massages. And he's like, oh, well, where do you give your massages at? And I'm like, well, I go to their house. I said, they've been a longtime client of mine since I've gone to school, and they've supported me. And so like, they're good people, and I go to their house. And he goes, oh, do you go make house calls to everybody? I go, not everybody. Like, it's Albuquerque, bro. You can't be showing up at people's houses like that. You never know, right? And so he was like, oh, he goes, well, why don't you just do them here? And I go, because Bo won't hire me, like, duh. And he's like, no. He was like, you can use my office. And I'm like, seriously? And he was like, yeah. And I go, well, let's talk to Bo. Like, let's run it by Bo, because this is his company, and I don't want to step on any toes, and I don't want to disrespect anybody in any way. So we talked to Bo, and Bo's like, yeah, it's fine. You can do them. Like, you know, if you want to do them on the weekends or after hours, like, cool. So I told Greg, I was like, all right, cool. Like, how much do I owe you? Like, let me kick you down some money so that way I can, like, pay you rent.
Compensate for rent, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, nah, bitch, just bring your people in. And I was like, really? And he's like, just bring your people in, Christal. Just bring them in. And I was like, all right, cool. So then I started seeing people. And then I would work with him, and then he would tell his client, and he'd be like, oh, you need to go see Christal. You need to go see her. Christal, what do you have this weekend? Do you have something? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, sure, okay. Then
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you sure? And he's like, take it, Christal, take it. So I was like, all right, cool. And so these patients that see Greg also see Bo. And so they were seeing Bo, and then they're like, hey, Bo, oh my God, I got a massage by Christal.
She's so awesome.
And she's amazing.
She knows what she's doing.
Yes. Yeah. And so, you know, word got around, and Bo found out. Yeah. So then when I got pulled in, he was like, hey, so I've heard some really amazing things about you, that you've been doing massages on some of the clients. And, you know, I would like to offer you a position as a provider. He goes, and I know that I've always said that I only wanted my providers to have doctorates, but I would be stupid not to hire you.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? Seriously? And he's like, yeah. He goes, I don't have a room available for you now, but like when Greg leaves, like you can go ahead and move in, you know, like we'll get you a room. He goes, but for the most, you know, for the time being, he goes, like when I'm out of town, you can use my office. Because Maya was his rehab tech, and he goes, Maya doesn't really have anything, like she runs the office, but like she's not doing any rehabbing. So maybe half of the time she could rehab for you with Greg, and then you can treat patients and you can work with Greg still. And so we like had this whole thing. So I used Bo's office for a while. I used Greg's office when he would go out of town. And then when Greg moved, then that's when I was able to get my own room. Yeah. And like, even when he told me that, it was a dream. Like, I couldn't even believe it. Like, I went home and I told my husband, I was like, dude, Bo pulled me in the office and he like offered me a job. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I go, I can't even believe it. I was like, oh my God, what if I like made that up?
I'm surprised he didn't tell you like, hey, let's go ahead and run a session real quick. Let's see what
I made of. Yeah. Right. Exactly. I was even shocked that he didn't even like say that. Right. But then like I told Adrian, I was like, what if I made that up all in my head? Like, cause I could have did that. Like I could have easily made that shit up in my head. Like maybe he told me I was fired and I was, I got a job, you know?
Yeah.
And so then I overthought it and I got myself all up in my head. And then the next morning I was like, I hate knocking on Bo's office door. And I'm like, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, like, come in. And I'm like, come in. And he's like, why didn't you just come in? Because Maya, she'll just knock and walk in. And me, I'll sit there till you open the door. Of course, yeah. Like, that's just who I am. And he's like, hey, yeah, what's up? And I was like, so like that conversation we had yesterday? And he's like, yeah, what about it? And I was like, so like that like really happened, right? And he's like, what do you mean? Like he's looking at me like, this bitch on crack or something? And I was like, well, like you offered me a job, right? And he's like, yeah, why? And I was like, I don't know. I went home and I told Adrian and I started crying. And then like Bo didn't know how to like act, right? Like, because he was like, I have this chick crying in my office. And I was like, I just thought I made it up in my, yeah. He like gave me a paper towel. He didn't have a Kleenex. He gives me a paper towel. And I was like, so you really did give me a job? And he's like, yes. I was like, I thought I made it all up in my head. I went home and told Adrian. And I was like, oh. And he was like, yeah, Christal. He's like, I did. He's like, I'll have your contract ready. And I was like, no, take your time on the contract. And I was like, thank you so much. I was like, I'm just so grateful for you. And thank you for this opportunity. Like, I'm not going to let you down because ultimately I don't want to let myself down because that's where we're at. I was like, so like, don't worry. Like, show me all the things and I will like not disappoint you. That's awesome. So here I am, 6 years later from COVID time, 2020. Yeah. And like, I've been rocking being a provider there. And I mean, I can't tell you how many people told me that I would never be here. I would never be a provider.
How awesome is that?
I love it.
Awesome
it's such it's such a flex. It's such a flex. And I know there's people out there who are like, she doesn't belong there. Or, she weaseled her way in there and she did this. No, I didn't. I showed up every day and I proved myself and I gave people experiences and I was empathetic and I was caring and I was authentically myself.
Your journey has been with so many ups and downs. And it's awesome just to see like it all started from a weight loss journey, how everything's starting to flourish.
I say it all started from this.
That's crazy.
It all started from this.
That is crazy.
And I don't know if when I was heavy, if I like put it out in the universe, like I don't know what I did. But you know what? Where I am today is where I'm supposed to be. And let me tell you, I had to go through twists and turns and tunnels and crawl myself out of a 6-foot hole. And I mean, I built it. I worked hard to be where I'm self-made, 100%.
And that's awesome because you don't meet a lot of people that have had the journey, the outcome, or the trials that you've been through. And a lot of people just give up.
Yeah, they do. They give up, and it's taken many years for me to get where I'm at. And I never gave up. I just kept showing up. And so
with your career, who's the most famous person because I've seen your page. You've had some pretty good, some cool people on there.
Yes.
Who's the most?
Oh my God, I wish I could say their name, but I can't. Okay. Oh, but they're huge. They're huge. Are
they a movie star?
Movie star,
okay,
yes.
That's awesome.
And they're a multi-star.
Nice.
And they introduced me to them they introduced themselves to me with their first name, not even like their stage name. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
You're like, I made it.
Dude, I didn't even expect it. Bo like knocked on my door and he was like, hey, can you help me with the rollout with the client? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, and I walked in and I was like,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Now this person, obviously we're not going to say the name, but was this person a lot cooler and more subtle than what you expected or what you see wherever
they were the most beautiful person that they show who they authentically are on camera and on the red carpet and on all the things, right? Like, let me tell you, that person was just, I was like, and like I did all the things and I was screaming inside. I was like, this is a dream freaking come true. Like, dream come true. And and then I finished up and Bo was like, okay, well, thank you very much. I was like, all right, cool. So like I went into my room and my room's right next to Bo's. And I can't scream because you can hear. And I was like, I put my face in a pillow and I was like, ah! Oh my God. I'm like jumping and I'm like a psycho person in my office, right? Because I just like
You're all dancing and everything.
I met this person who I have like, since I was a little girl, like, yes. And I waited so Bo walked him out and then there's like, all these like security and these black like SUVs out there. He takes them down the back way. And then he comes up and I hear his door close and I ran into his office. I didn't even care at that point. I was like, I was like, oh my God, dude, did that just really happen? I was like, you just made my dreams come true. I was like, oh my God.
That's so awesome.
And he was laughing at me and I was like, and I'm not going to say whoever, and I didn't sign like an NDA or anything like that. But I was like, yes. Yeah. And I told Bo, I was like, I'm not going to say, I said, I promise, because I don't think we were supposed to, but I was like, I'm not going to say anything. This is just like the most amazing thing ever. I was like, thank you for pulling me into your office. I was like, this was just so amazing. But I have taken care of a lot of like very famous people. One of my ultimate favorites is Keith David. He's an actor.
Okay.
He is from Something About Mary. He's the dad from Something About Mary. Do you remember him? He's also from like Tales of the Crypt. Is it Tales? No. What is it? Hood? Tales of the Hood, or what is it called? I can't even think off of it. It's in the top of my head. Yeah, he's also in, oh my gosh, my daughter watches it all the time. Is it Caroline? No. I can't even think. Oh my gosh, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. No. But anyways, he's an amazing actor. He's such a beautiful human being. I love him. I met his beautiful wife. He texts me every now and then. Like,
everything you expected? Everything
I expected. Like his voice, like even when he walked in, like I had walked in and one of my clients brought him to me. And I'm like looking at him and I'm like, I know that man.
Yeah.
I know him. And he's wearing like an Adidas like jumpsuit, right? It's like red. Tracksuit, yeah, it's tracksuit. It's a red one. And I'm like, is he like a Lobo coach from like back in the day? Like, I know this man. And then they came back into the office and I'm looking at his name and I'm like, and I'm looking at him and he's telling me what's going on. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I know you. I go, you have a face. And then he told me and I was like, oh my God. Seriously. And I was like, it is such an honor to meet you. And yeah, that's
always awesome when you're able to meet someone that you see on TV or that you see that you've embraced for such a long time or looked up to, and you meet them and they're like, wow.
Or you've seen him in a movie.
This is awesome.
And it is. And like everybody's human, right? And of course we're going to like fangirl and we're going to get super excited. And like, I think that's just like a normal thing, especially if it's somebody like, but again, like in my setting, I have to be very professional. Like I really have to like pull it back and I got to like swallow it and like make it sit down really deep. And like I'm screaming inside the whole time. And
because a lot of these celebrities, they probably get destroyed by like media and people. And that's kind of how I am, right? I mean, I go to a lot of UFC fights.
Yeah.
And I've ran into fighters, celebrities.
Oh yeah.
Now don't get me wrong. When my first two events, I was like a little girl.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm like half of these people, they want to just keep moving on.
They want to be human.
So there's times when I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, man, and I walk away.
Yeah.
And they're probably like, what the hell? Like, he's asking for a picture or anything?
Exactly.
Like, no, or an autograph? Like, no, because it's all about, it goes in here. Like, I don't need the Instagram to see it. I don't, and it's, like I said, it probably gets tiring after a while for them.
It does. And, again, like, they just want to be human like all of us, right? Yeah. Like, they want to be able to walk into a store and, like, go and buy, like,
well, check this out.
Whatever.
So, my most celebrity encounter that I had is we were buying our kids some beds.
Oh, okay.
So my wife, she's like, hey, should I sell the beds or should I throw them away? I'm like, I just put them on Facebook Garage to see if anyone wants them.
Yeah.
Michael Quesada showed up to my house.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
wait a minute, is this for real?
I was like, Quesada? I was like, what the heck? I'm like, no.
You're buying secondhand?
I'm like, no way. But it was for a movie.
Oh, wow.
It was for a movie. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So him and I were talking. Yeah. And all I did was, hey man, nice to meet you. He came into my house.
So gente, just normal.
He came into the house. He helped me take the bed apart. We were just talking and
just normal.
Just
human.
Just
human.
Regular conversation like you and I are just having right now.
Exactly.
Cool dude.
Yes.
I thought he was like 6 something. He's only like 5'4", 5'5".
Oh yeah.
But cool dude.
So
he
good.
He came in the tracksuit and everything in his nice car. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Super nice. Yeah. And I think that's what we always have to like remember, right? When we meet these like celebrities and we see people who are in the spotlight, like they're just human. Like I'm nobody like famous myself, right? But I do have a following. Yeah. And I get stopped all the time and like even with my kids, and I get a little nervous around my kids. So if you ever see me and I look like a deer in the headlights, or I'm trying to like,
hey, she's a good striker. She got to be careful.
Or like she's a witch. Like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm just being a mama bear, and I'm with my kids, and like and then they'll be like, well, who is that? And I'm like, I have no idea. And then my husband's like, it's probably one of your weirdo Instagram followers. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, but then like, hey, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. And, they're very nice and they're very respectful. It's nothing like that. I try to like not walk out in my, and I have the bad habit. Like I wear my Elite sweater and I don't even think about it. I don't do it anymore, but I would wear it out. And then that's when they would be like, oh my God,
you're so-and-so,
hey.
yeah.
And then I'd be like, hey, and I'd be like, hey girls, okay, like stand behind me, like, hey, what's up? Like, how do I know you? Or, so, but
it's also pretty cool too,
it is really, really cool.
And that's what I'm happy about this podcast is I feel like a lot of people are going to be able to hear it and kind of relate, or you might even motivate some people, which is great.
I know. I really want to inspire you though. I don't want to motivate you. I want to inspire you.
Yeah, that's inspire.
It. We got to change that. Yeah, we got to change it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But no. And if you do see me in the public, like, please stop and say hi to me. Like, don't give me the weird eyes. Like, oh, like I see that all the time. Like I see followers and they see me and then they're like, I see that they stare at me and I'm like, well, say hi. Like,
yeah, say something,
or I'll smile and then I'm like, all right, cool. Like, we're just going to be weird. Like, this is weird. You like all my stuff all the time. Like, what are you afraid of? I'm not going to bite you. I'm not going to throw a cross or a hook at you, like, unless I have to, like even,
just don't get too close.
Just don't get too close. Right. Especially if I'm like, when I'm with my kids, like I just get very overprotective, if I'm by myself, cool. Like whatever. With my husband, like, please stop, please say hi. Like I love my people. I love the support, even when I see people that I know, like I always stop and say hi, even though there are sometimes like, I do avoid people and then my kids are like screaming their names and I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to talk. I just want to be the mysterious girl in the room, but my mouth always gets me in trouble. So but no, please stop and say hi.
Well, I definitely love what you're doing. Like I said, you're like, I am going to tag your Instagram at the bottom of this. And
absolutely,
it's just beautiful to see like how much you've like flourished and wherever you come, because I feel like a lot of moms kind of just fall into that mom mode and they kind of forget about themselves, right?
They do.
And being able to see you like go from this woman that was overweight, you fell into your fitness journey, and then like everything started to flourish.
Yeah.
I see your confidence. I see like how disciplined you are and how inspirational you are. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes you inspire yourself too by looking at some of these videos.
I do.
And it's a beautiful thing, It's a beautiful thing that there's a lot of people that can hear this and they can relate. And even if you can motivate one person.
Oh yeah, just one person. That's all we say. If I can get one person to just change, like that's like my whole day. Real quick, just this quick story. I had this follower, and like you never know who's following you or who's really watching you, right? Because like, and I always tell everybody, I don't really look at the likes that I get on Instagram because I know people are watching. And at first I used to get like a little like, ugh, like what the heck? Like I put some good stuff out there. Like what the hell? And it wasn't until one day I actually was talking with John Jones at Jackson Wink, and he was like, wow, Christal, like I saw your before and afters and like that was amazing. And like don't worry about all the noise and like don't worry about your likes because everybody is watching. And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I had this follower on Facebook, and she was like this sweet woman, and she had been following me for a really long time. And one day she sends me this message, and this woman had me in tears, like happy tears. I was like, this is why I do what I do. This is the whole reason. She sent me this message saying that like she had like lost some weight. And she was like comparing her body to mine. She's like, we kind of have like the similar like body. She goes, I have like big legs like you. And she goes, and I see that you're in your shorts and you're showing your cellulite and you just don't even care. Like you're just, you're just owning it. And she's like, and I had to look at myself, and she's like, I haven't worn shorts since I was like a kid. I always wear pants and leggings and jeans. I'm never in shorts. I don't even wear dresses. And she said, and one day I went and I put a pair of shorts on, and now I'm never getting out of them.
Good.
And I was like, oh my God, this woman has like been living in pants in this hot ass weather here in Albuquerque, and like she hasn't worn shorts. And like that made me so happy for her that she's willing to own herself and love herself. You know, at one point, I did not love myself. I hated who I was. I used to cry and I used to say, I wish I would just die. Like, why am I even living? Like, I'm nothing. Like, I'm just this fat slob. Like, and I talk to myself like this. And like, this is like real stuff right now. I was the ugliest person to myself. The things that I said were just so ugly and horrible that I had to learn to love myself. And that's why I say it's so important to flirt with yourself in the mirror and own who you are, and love the areas of who you are that you hate the most. Start loving those areas, because once you start loving those areas, everything else is going to fall into place, and you're just going to like love yourself. And you're right. I go back to videos. I see old videos of myself and I'm like, yes. Oh my God. I remember that feeling. I'm like, yes, I inspire myself all the time. And I love it. And I just from documenting different things, you know, even looking at old before and afters, you know, even feeling how I feel now, I see old and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting back, girl. I'm coming back. I'm gonna put those size 5 shorts back on. They're still sitting in my closet because I'm not getting rid of them. They're waiting for me. I don't care. I'm gonna put them back on.
Hopefully you get that in summer. I mean,
yes.
Summer's like almost here.
Yes.
You know,
we have like 6 weeks.
One thing that I love talking about this show is legacy.
Yes.
And I feel like your legacy, it speaks volumes, because your kids are not going to remember what you bought them for their first, their 10th, 50th birthday or Christmas, right? They're going to remember the woman that you are, the lives that you touched. Mm-hmm. That's your legacy. Like for them to tell their grandkids, like, man, grandma, she used to be a big girl. Or, you know, like grandma, she used to motivate others or inspire others.
Yes.
And grandma used to be a massage therapist, and she did a bunch of celebrities. Like,
and she took care of people.
Yeah, that's
she
the
changed
legacy.
People's lives.
That's the legacy that you're gonna be remembered for.
Oh yeah,
and you're only built. And you just started.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you just started. So I can only imagine what 10, 15 years from now has in store for Albuquerque.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I really just want to inspire my girls. I really want my girls to be like, not only like, wow, that's my mom, but like and I know they do. Like I catch them, my girls. I get so sad because like I love music and I love to dance. And I catch them in the rooms because they're like little closet dancers. And then I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, get out. And I'm like, what? Like, we can bond. Like, show me the dance. And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, one day I'm going to get these girls and they're going to do it with me. And, you know, they're just at that weird, awkward stage. But especially my little one. But yeah, no, I really want my girls. I'm doing this ultimately for them, right? I'm doing it for me, number one. But I'm doing it for my girls, so I set them up to be a strong woman like me, right? Yeah. So they don't have to take 10 and a half years like me to be where I'm at, and they don't have to go through all the struggles. Like I'm giving them the shortcut, like I'm giving them all the inside. Like I want them to not have to go through the struggles and the ugliness that I ever went to. I don't want them to ever talk to themselves the way I talk to myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So before we end this today.
Yes.
What is one message that you want to give all the viewers, all your followers? Like, what is one thing, like what is something that, you know, a message you want to put out to everyone?
Don't give up and don't take no for an answer. And just keep going. Keep your eye on the prize. If you want something, if you want it bad enough, you can get it.
Make it happen.
Yeah, you can make it happen. You can make anything happen. If you want it, you can have it. You just have to work for it. You have to show up. If you don't get it, it means you don't want it.
Yeah, and it's kind of how we talked about earlier, right? That you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yep. And it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's health and fitness, your career, your dream, whatever it is. Whatever you want, you can have. It's there for you. You just have to work for it.
Awesome. Is there anyone you want to give shout outs to?
Oh, shout outs to? Gosh. Shout out to you for bringing me out here. Yes, thank you very, very much. No, shout outs to everybody who has supported me, you know, like my husband, my kids, my boss, my coworkers, which were my former bosses, Sean and Greg. Everybody, Coach Nick, Jordan, NFP, all my NFP people, like, yes, I love all my people. Like I love authentic people who support people and are real about it. Like,
awesome.
That just, if you're real, I'm real. Like there's no sugarcoating.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
We should all be just 100% transparent.
Exactly. That's why, like, on my Instagram, like I always tell everybody, people are like, oh my God, I cannot believe you posted that. You shouldn't be posting that. And I'm like, why? Like, they're like, well, what if somebody doesn't like it? I go, okay, well, if they don't like it, they're not my people.
They can just scroll to the top and where it says unfollow. Just
unfollow, or they can, go somewhere else. Like, I don't need them. Like, I want real people, and I'm going to put the real me, and I'm going to show the real me. So
yeah. And it's always, I'd rather have 10 followers that I'm impacting their life than to have thousands and millions,
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, we're here to change lives.
Exactly.
I really believe in that.
Yeah. I'd rather touch the real ones than the ones that are just here for, just the views.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come hang out with us here. And it was awesome. It was a great story. And I'm just happy that you're able to share what you've been through. And I really hope that it touches other women's lives.
Absolutely.
I know there's a lot of men who motivate, but I feel like there's a lack of women that are here to motivate other women.
Yes.
And I'm very happy to have you. I am going to be having more women on this show because I feel like the power of the women is what we need.
Oh, yeah. No,
and
for
the
sure.
power of a mom,
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
No, thank you. And real quick, like, not only do I motivate women, but I've even motivated men. I've had men where they're like, I'm in competition with you, Christal. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, damn, that bitch is at the gym again. I gotta go. And I'm like, hey, whatever works. Yeah. So, I do it for everybody. I do it for women and I do it for young ladies, but I do it for the men too, because, they need it as well. Like they see it and they're like, hell yeah, look at her. I'm going to do that too. Like, I don't do it for validation. I don't do it for attention. I just do it to inspire others, to show people that if I can do it, you can do it.
Awesome. Yes. Well, again, thank you so much for coming out today. And but we'll definitely put all your information so people can follow you and follow your journey.
Great.
Thank you so much, Christal.
All right.